Hey, um, anybody surprised? Honestly, are you? Uh, the Acolyte canceled after season one. No season two for that. Bad show. Honestly, if I had a spray bottle, I would just go like bad. That's There's a couple redeemable things about that show. Like the fight scenes were great. Um, some of the performances, well, actually, all of them except maybe two. Um, the boss Jedi, the one with the lightsaber whip, and the Zabrak, Mother Two, I will call her. Not the one in the image there, but you know which one I'm talking about. The Zabrak. I said that. Sorry, but yeah, I'm not surprised. Um, say I'm happy about it. I'm not. I'm not. Um, let me explain. Stay with me. I'm not happy first because people lost their jobs. They gonna get other jobs for sure, but they lost their jobs. It's never fun. That being said, and also I'm not happy unless they start changing their ways. What I mean by that, it's the same freaking, like, it's Disney, and you have Marvel in one corner and Star Wars in the other. Marvel is clearly, well, not recently, but it's working. Marvel, it's working. Whereas Lucasfilm, it's not. And there's a reason why one is working, the other isn't. It's because one has a showrunner. What I mean by that, I'm talking about Kevin Feige. Because the MCU is more run like a TV show than a multiple movies, let's say. Because the showrunner is there, and yes, they have different directors, different screenwriters, and all that, but they all there to serve Kevin Feige's vision. That's how a TV show works. That's how Marvel works, and it's clearly working for them. Not recently, but prior to 2020, it was working great for them. So why Lucasfilm don't have the same thing? Because Kathleen Kennedy is clearly not interested in the IP. She's clearly not. She's just doing whatever. And okay, that and Kevin Feige, by the way, before the MCU, he was more working with Marvel since I think 2000. I think he said it in the Chef Show. By the way, you should watch that on Netflix. Jon Favreau. Um, he was working. He was working at Marvel, so everything that had like a Marvel production logo, whatever, he was probably there. He was there on Spider Man, uh, X Men, all those movies, Ghost Rider, all that. That's what, and he saw what was working, what wasn't, and he brought that with him. And then they started developing the MCU. That's what Lucasfilm needs. Somebody that can run the show. And Kathleen Kennedy is not it. Because she's not interested in the IP. She's not passionate with the IP. She's one of the most successful producer of all time, but she just doesn't care about Star Wars. And you should put somebody there that cares. Uh, and I'm not talking about Dave Filoni. Somebody else that could be interested in honestly, John Favreau. John Favreau is one of my favorite guy in Hollywood because the guy learned everything by talking to people. How do you do this? How do you do that? Oh, okay, that's just interesting. That's how he learned everything that's in Hollywood. The guy went from like an extra in Batman Forever. Yeah, you can't spot him in Batman Forever. Look for him. But anyway, um, to one of the, I think one of the most likable guy in Hollywood, and he launched the MCU. He helped launch the MCU because without him, you don't have Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. So, so maybe more John Favreau than a Dave Filoni, but again, yeah, somebody like that, somebody like Kevin Feige. That Star Wars needs somebody like Kevin Feige, or at least it needs a Bible. What I mean by a Bible, a TV show, there's a Bible. Those characters are like this, are like that. You can do this with that particular character, but you cannot do that. Same thing goes with the other one. You can do this, but you cannot do that. Also, like this, you can put. It helps with things that are lore heavy, like Star Wars. And I don't feel like there's a Bible for Star Wars. They just do whatever they want to do, and that's it. Like putting Kiadi Mundi in this and just a quick cheap cameo. Maybe they wanted to go further with him in season 2, but they just now that's all it is, a cheap quick cameo. That doesn't mean anything except maybe that they want to go the route of, oh, this guy knew what he said. They've been extinct for 1,000 years. This guy knew, didn't say anything because he was part of a cover up. Maybe that's what they wanted to go with. But anyway, this Star Wars needs to stop everything. Like everything they have in the pipeline for, like they have 3 movies in the pipeline. They have Skeleton Crew. Release all of that, because anyway you already spent money on it. If it's, well, maybe the thing that's still in the very early stage of production, maybe you can scrap that. But I would say stop everything and try to do like what James Gunn and his partner did. Like they created a roadmap. They stopped everything. They went somewhere undisclosed location. They road map like the first phase, let's say, of DC, called, now it's called Gods and Monsters. Star Wars, Lucasfilm need to do that as well. They need to stop everything and just, I'm not saying reboot the whole thing, but just like you stop and then you give yourself a clear point where you're starting and where you want to finish, and go away from the freaking Skywalker saga. Go back, go to the old Republic. It's 4,000 years in the past. You can do whatever you want. It's that's what it is. Or you go 4,000 years in the future and you can start new characters. You can do your thing, but make a plan. Don't do what you did with the sequel trilogy. No plan at all. Like, oh, J.J. Abrams is great. Yeah, he's great to start the story, doesn't know how to finish it. And honestly, it was Kathleen Kennedy's job to tell him, okay, you need to give us a roadmap. I'm giving you this, so we need a roadmap. As much as you know, like, let's be honest, the prequel trilogy, not great, not great. To me, Attack of the Clones is very, it's one of the worst Star Wars movies. It's like was beaten by Rise of Skywalker, but Attack of the Clones is horrible. I never liked that movie. I saw that as a kid. Never liked it. It's horrible. But at least he had a map. He knew what he wanted to do. Change a few things around, like, oh, maybe, but he had a clear idea where the story was going. That's what Lucasfilm needs. And clearly, Kathleen Kennedy is not the person for the job. That's it. Let her go do her thing. When she sees a script, she's like, yes, that can be a great movie. And I think she did Point Break. She did a lot of movies. I say Point Break, but maybe I'm mistaken. But anyway, she did a lot of great movies. She's just not right for Star Wars. So fire, whatever. Let her do her things with elsewhere. But she's clearly not passionate with Star Wars. She doesn't care about it. So just let her go. Just let her go. Well, anyway, that's my thoughts. What do you guys think? Are you are you happy about the cancellation? Again, I'm not happy about the cancellation unless it means that they're starting to wake up and be like, yes, we do need a showrunner, we do need a Bible, all those things. I mean, for the whole, not for just one series, for the whole Star Wars universe. Especially when they want to play in one era, like you want to play, because the Acolyte is in the Skywalker era, but it's so close that it kind of is. Like Yoda is there, a lot of like Kiadi Mundi is there again, cheap, quick cameo, but it goes like it's a link to the prequels. So again, you attach yourself to the Skywalker era. But anyway, Star Wars just needs a freaking Bible and a showrunner for the whole thing. So yeah, unless this cancellation means that that's where they're going, well, if they cancel this but they still going the same route, doing the same awful, well, bad content as this, well, it doesn't mean anything. That cancellation doesn't mean anything to me. So anyway, all right, see you guys later.